Boom, 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 boom. How's it going, everybody? Potato Aim here. Welcoming you back to the channel. Thank you very much for joining. Doing something different today. No gameplay footage. We're actually going to do a review of a chair, I should say. I talked about this before, but we're going to talk about it even more now. We're going to talk about a new SecretLab chair. Not this one. This is my old chair, the Omega. I got this about 3-4 years ago. And I got a new one. And I'll tell you why I got a new one in 1 second. But first, it's out with the old. Get out of here! And in with the new. As I mentioned today, we are going to be reviewing the new SecretLab 2020 Titan XL. So I got a new chair compared to my Omega that you saw in the intro. So we'll be comparing the Omega with the Titan XL. So, here's the story. When COVID-19 started, when the pandemic began, a lot of people started working from home. Now, I was already working from home before then. Like, I started working from home maybe like a month, 2 months before the whole craze started, before the whole pandemic began. So I started working from home then because my full-time job, this is not my full-time job, obviously, but I have a full-time job. And I started working from home, and I had the Omega chair, which is a great chair, don't get me wrong, it's a wonderful chair. The only thing is that I started noticing that sitting in that chair for long periods of time was not very comfortable. And I put up with it as much as I could because I got laid off from work for 2 months because of COVID. And I couldn't really afford to... first of all, I didn't really need a chair because I was off for 2 months. But my girlfriend, she started working from home because of it, and she even said that that chair, sitting in it for long periods of time, it hurts the legs and it hurts, her butt. And when I started working from home full time, I noticed the same thing as well. That like the chair, the way it's designed, really dug into your legs, and I'll go into details on what I mean about that in just a little bit here. So anyway, I started working again. My furlough ended about 2 months after. So I went back to work in June, and then I was just like, man, I need a new chair. Like, I'm getting paid regularly again, and I'm back to my old wages, to my regular wages, because I was, accustomed to a certain lifestyle. So I started doing my research, because I really like the SecretLab chair. It's really comfortable, and I just love it. And so I started looking on the website, and they had the 2020 SecretLab chair. So I'm like, I need a bigger chair. So I knew they had the Titan. At the time, I didn't know. When I bought the Omega, I don't know if they had the Titan XL. They might have. I can't remember now. So I need a bigger, wider chair. So I looked at the details. Which chair would be good for me. They ask you what your weight and your height is. I'm a big man. I'm not a tall man, but I'm a big man. In other words, I have a few extra pounds. But where it really becomes apparent is I have very wide hips, which means I have Scott Steiner can help me with this. I have
You're fat asses all night long because you got some fat asses.
Yeah, that's what I have. And sitting in the Omega chair, that's what the problem was. That chair is made for people who are smaller, who are more narrow in that region. And you can see that on the edges of the chair, there's like two, I don't want to call them bars. They're like inclined, like I'll show a little clip here. They're like inclined like that, so they really dug into my thighs, and I couldn't sit in a chair for more than a couple hours. So I had to get up, I had to move around, which I already do anyway, because sitting in a computer chair all day is not good for you. I still stand up and, you know, walk around, stretch, do stuff like that. But sometimes I didn't have the time. I had to work, and I didn't have, you know, a moment to breathe because I was in meetings and all that. And so I kept looking on the SecretLab website, and I saw the Titan XL, and they said the Titan XL is made for the bigger person. At first I was gonna go with the Titan. I'm like, okay, well the Titan might be, you know, it's a bit cheaper than the XL. I might go with that, but I'm like, I don't want the same thing to happen with the Omega. I go too small. So I decided to go big or go home. So that's what I did. I went with the Titan XL, the Beast. It's the biggest chair they have. It's recommended for people who are like over 300 pounds, which is what I am. I'm about 320, 325. I'm a big guy. And then, you know, it can, you know, hold my sturdiness, my weight. So yeah, so I went and I purchased it. Now, the big thing is these chairs are not cheap. Meaning, it you know, goes both ways. That's what she said. They're not cheap quality, and they're not cheap. So that was the big thing for me. I'm like, ooh, do I really want to spend that much money on a chair? You know, that's worth, you know, that's what, over 600 bucks? Oh, not sure I want to spend that kind of money, but you have to think about it, it's an investment, right? $600 Canadian, by the way, because I am a Canadian. So I'm like, I'll look at it as an investment more than anything. And then I saw that they did payment plans. I'm like, oh, wonderful. I can do installments in this. I can buy it and, you know, it can be paid off. I think it was every 2 weeks you pay like $100 and some until you paid it all off. So that's what I did. I purchased it in June. And I paid for like 4 payments, so 2 months. Paid it all off. You know, I was working, so I put money aside, a budget for that, and I paid it off. And I got it about a week and a half later. And when I got it, I set it all up, and I'll show the setup video in a few seconds. But I set it all up. I've been sitting in it for about 2 days now. I've had it there for 2 days. It's been set up. I've sat in 2 days. I've done a stream, about 3.5 hour stream, sitting in it, and I worked a full day work yesterday on it. So I'm gonna give my thoughts on what I think about it after we show the setup video. It took me about half an hour to set it up, but for you guys it's probably gonna take like 4 minutes. Like 4? Nah, less than that. It's gonna be really quick. So let's go to that right about now. All right, with the chair fully assembled, I can now give you my thoughts. Right off the bat, I can tell you right now, this chair is 100 times better. You don't have the little things, you know, pointing out, jabbing me in the thighs. It's much more comfortable. It's so great. The other thing is that this foam pillow is actually memory foam. And like when you sink your head in, it's much better. The lumbar support, so much better as well compared to the pillow. It's great that you can adjust it. So if you want it to, like I have it to the max, so it's hitting me right in my lower back. It's like perfect, but you can adjust it to whatever you want, which is amazing. The only negative thing that I can think of is the price, really, but the positive to that negative is that you can do payment plans. So that's great. It's not like one big chunk. You can work it out with your paychecks, align it with your paychecks. That's what I did, you know. I aligned every payment that came out, I aligned it with my paychecks because it came out every 2 weeks when I get paid. So it just, you know, I budgeted, you know, I put money aside specifically for that. And, you know, it paid itself off within 2 months. It was amazing. The other difference between the two is one is soft weave, the other is PU leather, so the fabric is different. And the fabric is better for people who are like me and their body temperature rises. So I get hot quickly and I sweat. Not a lot, but I do sweat. So it's better for that. My cats have not touched either chair, so I don't know if they're not attracted to them, quote unquote. But that's a good thing. So if you have pets, mine have not. I have 3 cats, and not 6. I have 3 cats, and they have not touched my Omega chair at all. The only thing they've done, not to it, but they've slept on it a couple times. That's it. This one they haven't really touched because they haven't really, you know, seen it or been near it, to be honest with you. So if you have pets, that's another good option. So maybe I'll do a review again. I'll revisit it in about 6 months after I've used it for a while, but you know, after a full day of sitting in it, I could already feel the difference. I'm like, this does not feel like a regular desk chair. It doesn't feel like I'm sitting in a regular desk chair. It feels great. So I hope that if you're in the market for a chair, you'll consider SecretLab. Now, this is just an honest opinion. You know, it's my opinion. My opinion could be different from yours. I'm not being paid by anybody to do this. I'm doing this on my own dime. I just wanted to review the chair because maybe wondering, should I get one? Should I not get one? The only thing I tell you is that do your research. Look for a chair that fits you. If you want an Omega, because you're a smaller person, go with the Omega. It's also cheaper. If you want a slightly bigger chair, go with the Titan. If you want the biggest chair they have, which is this one, go with the Titan XL. It's really up to your preference. And that's what I did. I went with my preference, which I wanted a big chair because I want to feel like a king. A king on his throne. The Game of Thrones. That about does it for today, friends. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed your stay and that I make it comfortable for you and that you'll consider coming back. If you do, hit that subscribe button so that you get notified once I release new videos. You can also follow me on Twitch and Twitter. Everything is in the description below. I stream every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday around 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We have fun there, you know. I try to shoot people, and you know, I sometimes it works, and sometimes it, you know, sometimes it doesn't. But I wouldn't be living up to my name if I didn't miss all my shots sometimes, right? Right. Thank you once again for all the support. I really do appreciate it. It helps me out tremendously. You have no idea. You can like, comment, share, do all that fun stuff. As long as you enjoyed the video, that is what matters. So thank you very much. Until we meet again, friends, remember this. If you need a place to unwind, fear not. You'll always have a place on the couch. SecretLabs Omega, thank you very much for supporting my fat ass all these years. And I hope you do well to the next person you are bestowed upon. But until then, cue the outro.